No.
Well, let's talk about that.
It's
I mean,
easier.
Like you said, the Wall Street guy talked about wanting to flip it. I mean, what if somebody approached you and
Dude,
CBS?
if we were offered $8 million 8 months in, I mean $5 million eight months in, we would have taken that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Are you? I'm sure maybe approached by studios saying, let's do a sitcom about this with the Ninja. I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, we're really protective about the Ninja brand. So, like, you know, like, because we don't want to have a boss. Like, you know, when we do this, like the worst thing in the world for us is to get notes on what a good Ask a Ninja episode is. And it's just like, what? You know, screw you. Like, you know, I know this brand. He knows this brand better than anyone knows this brand, and what the character is. And so, to sell Ask a Ninja would mean to get notes on Ask a Ninja, and like I don't think we want that. So you know we've been very careful about of who we partner with on brands, and you know like yeah we had those discussions with studios, and like last year like major studios were appalled that that we weren't ready to sell them the brand for $40,000 and things like that. You're just like, what?
Like all intellectual property and everything.
You're like
all underlying rights.
No, like what are you talking about?
So you said they're still not getting it. You think they don't get what this?
Yeah, and our position was like, well, you know, we'll wait.
Yeah, and we were even the first people that our agents had worked with that actually outright owned their property, because everyone else had been using unlicensed music and had, you know, all kinds of brands, unlicensed brands all throughout their material. So the fact that we owned our thing outright made it something, so we can actually control the exploitation of this 100%. Okay.
And is the idea to, you mentioned the other show, the emo show.
Oh, Hope is Emo?
Hope is Emo. You're still doing episodes of that?
You know, we've got about 4 or 5 lost episodes that we haven't released yet, and we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do with them.
But it was a great, it was a great experiment.
Pardon me.
Yeah, it was a great experiment, just like working with a performer, Chris Flanagan, who allowing her to do something that traditional media wasn't allowing her to do. It was
yeah, and it really helped her break out, like, you know, get her new respect on Mad TV, where she works now, and they looked at her in a whole different light, and she had a much better year because.
Yeah. And then they came to us and asked us if they could buy Hope is Emo
yeah.
from us.
I think a lot of people have asked the question whether or not this creating the online content is going to be their day job or is still a stepping stone. I take it that you guys you're no longer on the stepping stone issue, and now this is it. This is the gig.
Yeah, well, and because we treated it like an indie film model, in the fact that we had investors and a business plan, and we raised like $60,000 in capital, you know, and had investors, instead of going to film stock and sets and costumes, that went to pay our rent until we could figure out, like, until Rever really started kicking in for us and all of that. So it really insulated us from like making bad deals, because we go, well, we can still kind of limp along, you know, until we figure it out. And you know, we were offered deals, and we just felt really uncomfortable with them. They were kind of skeevy.
Yeah, and then you know, and we came close and even partially made you know, one questionable or a weak deal. And that's when we realized that, we should ally ourselves with some people to handle the things we're either not great on or don't want to do. So you get the lawyer in place, and you know, if you don't like negotiating your own deals, get somebody else to negotiate your deals for you who's a qualified person.
And you've taken the tact of just one sponsor per episode. Do you see that remaining just because of the length of it?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, I could see us in the future maybe selling the banner at the beginning to someone else and the back end to someone else. You know, like we have the technology to do that, but like right now it's just the package.
And what do you guys edit in terms of the show, for just software-wise?
Final Cut Pro.
Okay. And what is it that you guys think is the future for it in terms of other spin-offs, or will you try another show like Hope is Emo? I mean, are you thinking along the production company line now?
You know, I think we will once we're a little more settled in, and you know, like right now we're just going crazy with, like, we're pitching feature films to Hollywood, and we're finishing writing the book, the Ask a Ninja book that's coming out next year. So we're just so slammed with those sort of things right now, and I think once I think we've just kind of planed, to use a water ski reference, like we've just kind of popped out of the water and are starting to glide along. And as we pick up momentum, I think we will launch like Ask a Pirate and Ask a Viking and all, those sorts of things that will increase that brand of that and that weird world that we're building.
You guys have reached a level of success that a lot of us, I think, would like to, and that you're doing this as your day job now. Do you think it's possible for everybody in this room, the numbers here, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, to make a living doing this?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just a matter of time. I think every ad dollar that we bring into the space, there will be 10 ad dollars next year, or it'll start scaling because as they see success. We try to be very, very open with how we've done things in our business model, and so other people can follow us, and because there's not enough delightful content out there. I get bored a lot, so I want to be entertained.
And as open as we are, everyone needs to fight to keep the space open enough to make sure that business model can develop to its full potential, and that includes advertisers keeping it open, government regulation keeping the space open enough, just so that it can happen.
Yeah, net neutrality, important.
Yeah, and the advertisers
and unions and unions like the SAG and AFTRA need to make sure that they keep the space open enough to let the business take hold of it, let the business happen.
And well, that's a good point with the actors and the unions and things. Do you think that SAG and developing deals for online, is that going to affect what you guys do and how you work?
I don't know. I mean, it's a weird thing. We're a two-person organization, so if the actor goes on strike, he's going on strike against himself. Really, it's like,
Yeah.
He's a fucking tool anyway.
He is a tool. Whoa, come on, no cussing in the Inland Empire.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So, Kent, let's talk about that. Douglas, of course, or the Ninja, is the face of Ask a Ninja.
Well, you would think that, but but Douglas is a hermit. Ask how many people have actually met him as compared to me.
Has anybody ever? How many of you have seen the Ninja out of the Ninja?
And
before?
Yeah,
Not many.
we go.